Hello? What did I just witness? Hold on, I'm gonna have to see that one again. Okay, what? So the Hive just released Parkour Worlds, which features a range of unique parkour courses and a range of some awesome environments. This game is targeted to everyone, including some easy parkour courses at the beginning and some more difficult courses towards the end. However, when you complete all of these courses, there is quite literally nothing else to do. Well, I mean, except for trying to beat your previous times. And when I saw people pushing gravity to its limit by finishing while literally touching the ground, I knew speedrunners are going to push these parkour courses to its limit as well. So let's start off at the beginning. Let's start off at rooftops. So right off the bat, on Rooftop Rise, there's a really interesting strategy at the beginning that saves roughly a second. So this is what a normal playthrough of the map should look like. And then this is the strategy. You take an alternative path to the side, and then do a 3-block diagonal jump to skip the entire hallway. Rooftop Rise also has another time saver where you do a sort of neo jump to save about a second instead of going the normal way with the checkpoint and onto the vines. On Courtyard Crossing, people have discovered near the end that you can turn around at this part and perform a 3-block up to the side, which this is a massive shortcut. Doing this section regularly takes about 3 to 4 seconds. You don't need to set up to do this jump, but you definitely need a bit of momentum to do so. Like as you can see from this clip, you have to run a little bit before you can perform the jump. And lastly, this isn't for any specific map, but you can jump at the end of the jump boost that launch you forwards to complete the maps a little faster. The main example is on high wire hijinks, where you can avoid all the death barriers and skip these spikes. Anyway, yeah, Rooftops is kind of boring, we kind of like zoomed through it. But you know what, that's okay because it was just an introduction. So let's move on to the real stuff. The wild jungle. Oh, huh. There's green fog now. The platforming parkour of the jungle makes it more interesting to play and contains a lot more shortcuts and skips. Exclusive to the jungle are these bounce pad flowers, which due to how the jungle is built, it actually isn't a requirement to use them in most cases, meaning you can skip them to save time. The main example of this being Willow Whirl, which in order to get the world record, you have to skip every single bounce pad. Okay, well I mean there's these ones, but we don't talk about them. These jump pads are being supported by these leaves, which you could just jump to the side and cut all airtime. On Jungle Jaunt, the bounce pads aren't supported by leaves. But you think that could stop me? I mean sure, the first two are mandatory to use, but the last one you can cancel by jumping over it. And at this part you can completely skip all of the bounce pads. At the end of Canopy Climb, there's a quick way to finish the map. Normally if you were to perform this jump it would kill you, but you can actually jump around the death barriers here to save time. Just don't go too right. Cavern Conundrum provides a lot of skips, intentional or not. Now first of all, you can take the very intentional shortcut to the right at the start. And on that intentional shortcut, you can skip these pillars by using the speed. At around this part, you could do this jump to skip the slow part with the bounce pad. And lastly, near the ending, you could do this jump to the left. And finally, Temple Turmoil. This map differs between the others in that the gameplay is a lot different, and in terms of speedrunning, it's probably one of the most difficult ones. It has the most unintentional skips, such as how you can make this jump from here to the vines, which is significantly quicker than going the normal way. You can skip both of the Death Run wannabe sections by doing a jump, but the second one is really difficult to perform consistently. You can skip the bounce pads at the end, yeah, we know now. Okay, let's talk about the biggest shortcut. So you can skip this entire section by going to the left onto these trapdoors and then to here. Which the funny part is that this is way easier than going the normal route for some reason. Like why? I'm not even lying when I say that you have to do the exact same jump and then suffer while swinging yourself across these vines trying to land on these trapdoors, but like there's just blocks above you? Like why is it so difficult for like World 2? This is like an insane difficulty ramp up. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to City. So the arcade hub is back permanently. At least we hope so. However, I hate to break it to you guys, but there's like no shortcuts on the arcade. I guess Subway Scramble has that one very obvious shortcut where you do a Neo, and Playground Pro where you can skip a lot of jumps by using the slime blocks early. But unfortunately, that's kinda it. The arcade is nice if you solely just want to do parkour with no gimmicks or big skips. It's good if you're looking to minimize your run. Unless you play that one as a fan and it'll immediately ruin your run. Like why? Like why is Tower Transit like that? I will actually never complete this map again. Like I go up once, I'm not close enough. Then the second time I go up, I'm not high enough. But even with all of that, all of these parkours have been alright. Welcome to Volcano. Volcano is the world where boys turn into real men. I hate to break it to you guys actually, but there's just absolutely no shortcut or skips for Dragon's Dare, meaning we all have to unite by suffering together. Yep, that's it. Absolutely nothing. People getting under a minute on Dragon's Dare, they just completed it quickly. There's not anything we're missing. Anyway, yeah, let's go to all of the other parkours. Before you even start your run on Bone Basin, you can skip a small portion of the parkour by jumping like this. Now there is a death barrier around here, but you could go around it, although I can't really confirm where it is exactly. Sorry guys. Like if I'm being honest, I could just jump like 70% of the time. There's also a very intentional shortcut in this section. Dungeon Dash is one of the hardest parkours on the Hive. Many consider it to be the second hardest one behind Dragon's Dare. Some completing this one in about half the time as Dragon's Dare. Although, what if I told you that there's a shortcut so good that it skips a lot of the difficult parkour? Instead of going the intended way, you could go left onto these rocks, and then climb up here and then do these simple jumps. Which arguably doing this is just an easier way of completing the map, or at least it's less annoying than 3 block ups. By the way, for comparison, here's how long the shortcut takes. And then here's how long the normal way takes. Yeah, very long and definitely a lot more annoying. Magma Meltdown has a very small shortcut where you can do a 3 block up here to save a bit of time. And again, another very intentional shortcut. Unfortunately, these lava pillars give me cancer, so I'm just gonna stick to the normal way. And lastly, on Worm Winding, there is a massive shortcut. You can save a total of about 11 seconds with the shortcut. All you have to do to skip this entire section at the end is to perform this 4 block jump to the side and then fall down into the hole. That's it. A fairly easy jump with the momentum you'll have, and it saves so much time. So those are most of the shortcuts in Parkour Worlds. Let me know if I missed any. I want to thank CrazyMan1234, yeah I'm not kidding you, that's his name, for telling me a lot of these shortcuts. Although I'm not done just yet, there are 2 things that I want to talk about. One, you can cut down your run before you even start your run. You can start the parkour even if you're a few blocks above it. Most maps have pillars around it, meaning you can start the map in a higher position, which for most maps saves some time. For example, Worm Winding. It's the quickest map to complete, and doing this saves some time when you're doing so little. Some maps like Cavern Conundrum can straight up be started later if you ran through it normally too. And 2, if you restart the race after going over a speed block, you keep the speed boost, which allows you to get quicker times on maps with speed blocks. Now originally I wasn't going to include this into the video, but with all of the speedrunners using this in your runs, I think this exploit is accepted by them. Psst. I see dead people. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not doing that. Psst. Guess what? Channel memberships. I just added channel membership, so if you want to support me even further, consider checking it out. Actually, while you're at it, you know, help a brother out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get to 20k subscribers by the end of 2024. Wait, how does this guy get almost 2k subscribers in 2 weeks? We're racing to 17k because of how powerful this guy is. Anyways, now that Parkour Worlds is finally out, I'm going to be reviewing Parkour Worlds in a future video. Go check out this video.